Hello, good evening and welcome to Business Live. Coming up in this bulletin, all set for the Joy Business Dialogue today at 6 p.m. here on the Joy News channel and on your superstation on Joy 99.7 FM. I will be telling you all about it shortly. Also in this bulletin, MTN Ghana declares a dividend of 24 pesos per share as profits after tax increases by 26%. Plus, Ghana Chamber of Mines reiterates concerns about the proposed increment of the Growth and Sustainability Levy for mining companies.
The GSL increase also affects manganese and bauxite producers, even though these minerals have not witnessed gold price surge. I mean, their price have not increased, but they are also going to pay the increased GSL. So this creates an uneven financial burden within the sector.
We've got details of this and more lined up for you. Please stay. Thanks so much. You could join me. I am Pius Kojo Baka, and of course, today is a big day for us here at Joy Business because our dialogue comes off today at 6 p.m. here on the Joy News channel and on your superstation on Joy 99.7 FM. Now, the dialogue will be held on the theme, Fixing the Fundamentals. Is the 2025 budget Ghana's last shot at fiscal redemption? That's the question we are posing, and the program will feature economist and director of the Institute of Statistical, Social and Economic Research, Professor Peter Quartey, Professor Isaac Bwedi, Dean, Faculty of Accounting and Finance, University of Professional Studies here in Accra. Also, we have a tax partner at PwC, Abeku Jankwansa, and as well to the CEO of the Ghana Association of Banks, John Ewa, and economic advisor at the Ministry of Finance, Dr. Wisdom Dugbe. Now, joining me in studio to break it all down for us here at Joy Business, of course, my colleague Isaac Atase is the team lead for this dialogue. Ike, thanks so much for joining me here on Business Live, and good to see you. First off, tell us about the dialogue.
Now, Pius, you realize that there's been lots of talk about taxes, government fiscal stance when it comes to, the whole financial space. Now, we've been wondering, prior to the 2024 elections, a lot was said about taxes, taxes to scrap. A lot was said about what we need to do in order to raise enough revenue. And so the new government came into power. The Finance Minister, Dr. Kassia Latofosin, delivered the economic, budget or economic policy to Parliament on a couple of weeks ago. And what really stood out was their tax measures, Pius. Now, they are saying that they are scrapping a number of taxes, a number of nuisance taxes, like people have described.
Which we've seen so far.
Exactly, and what happened in Parliament yesterday as well. I mean, now, what we want to find out is if we are scrapping all of these taxes, how is government going to raise enough revenue to be able to show up our expenditure? Now, bear in mind, we have about 268 billion thereof to spend. Our government is proposing that we spend about that amount, but where are we going to get a revenue to support this? And so we want to find out and discuss that, is this budget really what's going to deliver, fiscal independence for Ghana? Is this promising enough? There are a number of initiatives in that budget. I mean, you talk about the Jumapa project and a number of initiatives aimed at, supporting entrepreneurship and all of that. We're asking, in totality, is this what we really need? Does it inspire the needed confidence? And so, yes, we'll be gathering a number of people.
Great guys.
Peter Quartey, yes, Director Ise Abeku Jankwansa. Exactly, because we'll be heavy on taxes as well. Yeah. Again, the business people, John Ewa will be there. Again, we'll have AGI also on set, Dr. Seth Chumakwabwa, the CEO of
Association of
Ghana Industries, has also or will also be joining us later today just to discuss and find out if indeed this budget is promising like the finance minister says.
And indeed, we've got a representative from government. We have the financial advisor, economic advisor at the government business, basically, Wisdom Dugbe, coming to speak to us on the side of government as well.
Sure. I mean, the conversation won't be balanced if we don't have someone from the government machinery to answer to some of these questions, because a lot of us have questions. The business community have questions. People like Abeku and Kwanzaa will definitely have questions. The ordinary Ghanaian on the street who sells tomatoes complaints of the rising food prices, and so somebody needs to answer these questions. And so yes, we'll have Mr. Dobe from the Finance Ministry joining us, technical advisor at the Finance Ministry, joining us, providing answers to some of these questions and making sure that we have everything covered. And indeed, if they say this budget inspires confidence, we hope that by the end of the show we should be able to tell.
And I'm coming to that. So at the end of the program, what should viewers and listeners take home?
At the end of the day, you should be able to tell if indeed the budget or the 2025 economic policy statement indeed is that which will redeem Ghana from its fiscal woes.
All right. So quickly run us through again. What time does it start? I know it starts at 6 all through to 9.
Yeah.
Across all social media platforms?
Exactly. So we'll be live on Joy News starting at 6 p.m., less than an hour. 6 p.m. all the way to 9. We'll be having various sessions, various interactive sessions for that matter, where we will be engaging with you out there, you at home. Anybody watching, you can join us by our socials, send us your message, send us your comments, and we'll be glad to read it out to the rest of the world or to the rest of Ghana.
Definitely. We shall, of course, be monitoring and bringing viewers up to speed with that. Of course, our head of business will be the one hosting this very dialogue. You just don't want to miss out on that. Let's stay on to some other stories. Acting Commissioner General of the Ghana Revenue Authority, Anthony Kwesi-Sapong, has disclosed to Joy Business that the GRA will begin measures to eliminate the electronic levy and betting tax from the tax compliance scheme immediately the president gives the go-ahead. According to him, the GRA is willing to abide by the laws as an implementing agency to remove the tax handles as passed by Parliament yesterday. Now, the Commissioner General was speaking to Joy Business after introducing the new Commissioner for Customs, Brigadier General Glover Ashong Anan, to officials of the Tema Sector Command.
So as far as GRA is concerned, we are implementing institution, and once the law has been passed, we are going to implement it. And for the benefit of Ghanaians, our president indicated he will do it, and through the minister, he's done it. So e-levy has been passed to be abolished, the betting tax has been passed to be abolished, and all the other taxes that were announced by the minister representing the president in Parliament. So we are going to work to ensure that these taxes that the government has removed on Ghanaians, we immediately take them out of our compliance scheme so that Ghanaians can enjoy the income that the government has given to them in a form of abolishing these taxes. And we believe that we'll work together to progress the mandate of GRA as far as revenue mobilization is concerned. In respect of our target for Tema Port for this year, we have set them to collect a minimum of 60 billion towards the overall revenue target of GRA. We believe that the officers here are capable of doing that. We'll support them from management perspective, and we'll work with them and ensure that at the end of the day, we deliver with them on that mandate for our national development and in towards furtherance of the president's agenda of resetting the economy and Ghana overall.
Talking about taxes and levies, the Ghana Chamber of Mines has reiterated its concerns about the proposed increment of the Growth and Sustainability Levy for mining companies. The levy was increased from 1% to 3% after government abolished some taxes in the 2025 budget. Director for External Relations and Communications at the Chamber, Ahmed Naktongma, says mining companies will continue to engage government on their reservations about the levy.
The rise in gold prices, as we've been told, or we can see, does not guarantee increased profits for all mining companies, as operational costs and investment levels differ across companies. some chamber members have not experienced substantial profit growth despite the higher gold prices. The GSL increase also affects manganese and bauxite producers, even though these minerals have not witnessed gold price surge. That means their price have not increased, but they are also going to pay the increased GSL. So this creates an uneven financial burden within the sector. So the chamber, as part of its interactions, have discussed these concerns with the Minister of Finance. We have also informed the Finance Committee of Parliament. So just for them to understand how the GSL affects us. Nonetheless, the chamber remains committed to collaborating with the Ministries of Lands, Natural Resources and Finance to find solutions that will mitigate the levy's impact on financially distressed companies while supporting government revenue goals. So what we're just saying that GSL is a government proposition, and as a law-abiding industry, we will work with government within the laws to see how best we can help government to meet its monetary requirements and also cushion our members from the impact of it. So it's going to be like a win-win situation for us. It's not a situation whereby it is just imposed. Some are suffering, some are not. We want everybody to have a good playing field, and in that we are going to work with government on that, as seen from the discussions that have foregone and more discussions that will go on.
Government is being challenged to ensure ministries, departments and agencies have functional and secure websites with periodic updates to ensure improved service delivery. According to the Index of Government Institutions' Performance Towards Economic Prosperity 2024 report, 41 out of 50 institutions surveyed achieved high performance towards economic prosperity, while 9 institutions scored below the 50% pass mark. Richmond Kwesi Ansah is the co-founder of ASEE.
Government has a role to play in people's prosperity, and the government does through its institutions. So those institutions have to know their mandate, the things that they are endowed to do. What is their deliverable? What are we expecting from them? Okay, and that's what we looked at. Are they able to come up to task? Are they able to do what is required of them? And when we assess, we realize, well, some of them are doing quite okay, but a lot of them needs improvement. And for Ghana to progress, if our economy in general will do well, then these institutions have to do well. So they have to make sure they up their games and make sure they improve on the things that we've identified. There are a number of weaknesses. We've done a lot of research. We've collected a lot of information to come up to these conclusions, and we've made recommendations. And we believe that when these recommendations are put to practice, it will go a long way to help the country in general to progress. Yeah, so we found that the Ministry of Interior did extremely well, way above all the others, and realized that there were 9 institutions that didn't do well. So something around the Ministry of Defense, the Armed Forces, the Ministry of Education, GridCo, and then Ghana Airport Company Limited didn't do well because they have too many weaknesses that needs to be fixed. And
what are some of these weaknesses that you discovered?
A lot of them surrounds money management and transparency and accountability, and then also something around service delivery. So they need to make sure that the services that they are delivered are actually timely. Are they timely? So sometimes there might be services that are provided to the people, but they are at the wrong time. And they have to be at the right time, so it's important. And the money management, because a lot of the monies that are dispatched to these institutions are not carefully tracked, and some institutions, especially with the ones that have very sensitive operations, like the Ministry of Defense and the Ghana Armed Forces, a lot of the time hide around some of these sensitive nature of their work and bypass the procurement processes, so it brings a lot of room for corruption.
You're still watching Business Life. We have more for you after this break. Welcome back to Business Life. Despite a challenging economic year, MTN Ghana has announced a dividend of 24 pesos per share as its profit after tax increased by 26.3% compared to the 2023 performance. Speaking at the annual general meeting of the MTN Ghana, its board chair, Ishmael Yamson, attributed the company's impressive growth to its strong digital and mobile monetary strategies.
Our profit after tax rose by 26.3%, well ahead of inflation. from the previous year. These strong results highlight our dedication to achieving sustainable growth for the business, even in the face of very difficult circumstances. As a result of the performance of the company, the Board of Directors is pleased to recommend later a final dividend payment of 24 pesos per share to our shareholders for approval. If this is approved, the payment will take place on 16 April 2025. For the financial 2024, the total dividend will therefore be 30.5 pesos per share, which includes an earlier payout of 6.5 pesos per share made on September 6, 2024. The total dividend of 4 billion accounts for 80% of the company's profit after tax, which was 5 billion in 2024. This also shows a significant increase of 35.6% in the dividend per share compared to 2023.
Plaintiff forwarder Johnny Mante, represented by lawyer Noah Adamte, has filed a writ against the shipping lines for violation of the Ghana Shippers Authorities Act 1122, which requires the lines to represent or present their service charges to the authority for approval. The lines, according to the plaintiff, acted in contravention of the law. Here's lawyer Noah Adamte, legal representative of the plaintiff.
Yes, so we had filed a motion for judgment in default of defense. That was to be heard today. But before courts, they had also filed their defense. And so today we asked the courts to allow us withdraw our motion for judgment in default of defense, which the courts agreed to. And the court granted cost against the defendants for filing their defense out of time. And so the cost was 54,000 Ghana cedis against the 18 defendants. And each of them is to pay 3,000 Ghana cedis out of that. Yeah, so that's basically what happened. So the court has asked that the case takes its normal course. So in the coming days, we'll file a reply to their defense, and then from there we'll proceed with the case normally. Yeah, so the whole idea behind this case by the plaintiff, Mr. Johnny Mante, is that under the new Shippers Authority Act, all shipping lines are supposed to present their charges to the Ghana Shippers Authority for their charges to be approved. Now, this allows the Shippers Authority to have an oversight on the charges which are imposed on importers, freight forwarders, and all other stakeholders within the shipping industry. It's just to sanitize the system. That is the brain behind the empowering of the Shippers Authority to do this under the new act. Now, since the act came into existence somewhere last year in October, the shipping lines have still been imposing their charges without going to the Shippers Authority for any approval. So as a good statesman, Mr. Johnny Mante believes that this is wrong and it's an illegality and has to be addressed. So he brought this case seeking a number of remedies, but chief amongst them is for the court to order that conduct by the shipping lines is illegal and the same must be stopped. And until they proceed to the Shippers Authority for the approval of their charges, they cannot impose same. So that is the brain behind that. But also, all those charges that they have already collected since the passage of the Act, we are also seeking an order of the court for the amounts to be refunded to all persons that they have taken this amount from. The idea is that with this, when we get judgment from the court, it will ensure that all persons who are within the shipping industry will respect the law that the regulator works with and ensure some sanity within the system. So that is the real reason behind what the plaintiff, Mr. Johnny Mante, brought before the court.
Finally, before we go, hair care brand Weave Ghana Limited, producers of Mega Growth Hair Relaxer, have reiterated their commitment to ensure their businesses and hairdressers adhere to instructions regarding the use of the product to provide customers with the best service. At the relaunch of the product, marketing lead Angela Baba said the company will ensure that customers receive value for their money.
Weave Ghana Limited, producers of Mega Growth Hair Relaxer, have refreshed their flagship hair relaxer to provide customers with a cleaner and gentler relaxing experience. At the relaunch ceremony, the company provided hair professionals with hands-on training on using the product safely to provide customers with good service. Speaking to Joy Business, marketing lead Angela Baba reiterated their commitment to strict adherence to user instructions.
Today we are just here to officially unveil the new look of Mega Growth. When it comes to hair relaxing, it's a professional thing and you need to ensure that people are using the chemical roll on the client's hair. So what we do as a business is to ensure that once you relax, you need to neutralize to cut off the chemical reaction in the hair to ensure healthy hair growth. And as a business, we make sure every kit comes with a free neutralizing shampoo. So what we are going to do is to run a campaign of Relax Right, just 2 steps to ensure that when you relax a consumer's hair, you are giving them, healthy hair.
Regional chairperson for the Ghana Hairdressers and Beauticians Association, Benes Asantewa Asante, urged members to upskill and stay abreast with growing trends in the industry.
In the association, we meet every 2 weeks in every zone, and we learn a lot concerning the problems that comes in the salon when they are coming to meetings. After the meetings, we reach other matters, they bring them out. We do a lot of workshops with manufacturers and some of the members too with the in-depth knowledge of the business. They also offer themselves, and then we do a lot of training almost every 2 weeks. And then we also take MVTI examination for every member. That is the foundation for you to be in us. You have to take the MVTI proficiency examination. That will give you the skill to be conversing with your client. That is communication. And then you will be abreast with products and the usage of equipment.
The Mega Growth Hair Relaxer is designed for medium hair and contains natural oils and conditioning proteins.
Regional Head of Commercial Banking for Anglophone West Africa at EcoBank, Charlotte Amankwa, has reaffirmed the bank's commitment to providing strategic financial solutions to support the growth and sustainability of Ghana's educational sector. Speaking at the Education Sector Seminar here in Accra, Madam Amankwa emphasized the importance of effective collaboration with stakeholders to drive meaningful progress.
The EcoBank Educational Seminar was on the theme, Building Lasting Educational Institutions, emphasizing the importance of sustainable partnerships in the sector. The regional head of commercial banking for Anglophone West Africa at EcoBank highlighted a critical role of collaboration in ensuring the long-term growth and resilience of Ghana's education sector.
Our partnerships extend across the full spectrum of the education ecosystem, from preschools to tertiary institutions, covering both private and public institutions. Recognizing the evolving landscape of education and its increasing financial complexities, we have continuously re-engineered our financial solutions to meet the changing needs of our customers. We actively keep engaging educators, administrators, and other relevant stakeholders to understand and appreciate their financial needs. This enables us to always fine-tune our offerings to meet their exact requirements, ensuring that our solutions remain relevant, flexible, and impactful.
Professor Emeritus Stephen Adey stressed the importance of building stronger institutions to enhance educational outcomes.
They say that good to great companies do undertake cumulative but effective, small, consistent actions that generate momentum and breakthrough over time. Have a big dream, but go one step. It's the fact of homegrown management if your institution is going to last.
Abraham Edukwatan is the head of public sector at EcoBank.
The objective is to make sure that we have an ecosystem where all the schools are able to share ideas, best practices are shared, and we're able to build the schools. As a bank, one of the key things that we look at is how we can support these schools to build lasting educational institutions.
That's it for the bulletin. I am Pius Kojobaka. Don't forget to make a date with us here on the Joy News channel as we bring you our dialogue series at 6 p.m. here on the channel and, of course, on Joy 99.7 FM. Grateful serving you.